We got this horse. We bought him as a 2-year-old. He's a Cat's Moonshine out of a Travelina mare, Travelana Missy. Funny story, when we actually bought this horse, we were looking at him. We didn't know much about him, but we figured out that he was out of the same mare as a horse Travelin' Smooth that I show. So he's a half sibling out of Cat's Moonshine, and it just turns out that, you know, a lot like the other horse. You know, we knew he was a good horse. We didn't know how he'd show, if he'd be a show horse like the other one, but he's done pretty good so far. So we're really pleased. This horse has so much eye appeal. He sticks his nose out there and so much reach that on the slower cows he can really draw a lot of eye appeal and handle those slow cows, as well as run out there and go hit a big stop. So we have big hopes for this next year with him.
So we raised him. This is the first time I've ever shown one that I raised or anything like that. So pretty excited about him. He's just kind of really laid back and easygoing. We liked him quite a bit as a 2-year-old, and then for most of his 3-year-old year, he just was like so ugly moving that we were like, oh, he's probably not going to really be that good. And so Tatum actually had Josh Drake, the boy that works for us. Tatum actually had him pretty much just work him for a while. Then we got home from the BI, and Tatum started working him himself, and he had changed quite a bit. So I know a lot of people have been talking about his name, Mastermate. So Tatum named him. That was him, not me. So I know his name has kind of been the talk of a lot of people. He still is a goofball. Like, he rubs on everything. He unties things. He's just kind of a mess.
Kitty Kendall, dual mare out of King Kitty. I bought her in the yearling sale from Cinder Lakes Ranch, Rick Ford. She's been good all along. She's a good 2-year-old, and she just has gotten stronger, because whenever I bought her, she was really small, and now she's filled out and kind of grown up a lot, and she's been good all along, but now she's starting to peak, I feel like. She's honest, she tries hard, she has a nice way of stopping and getting across the ground.
So what's the difference now when you walk to the herd at the Futurity Final as compared to back then?
Back then I had no fear, and I was a kid, and now the older I get, the more the pressure gets to me. I love the Futurity. It's my favorite show of the year. It is the most stressful, but especially whenever you've trained them from ground up and put all that time and effort into them, and then come here and it works good. It's not a better feeling, but...
You know, we raised him. His mother is a full sister to Dooley Little Pep. And we know that the Smith as a Cats have been great crosses on dual ray mares. And, you know, we'd mainly just kind of thought about selling him because we had quite a few 3-year-olds, and we need to see a video of him. So Kenny sent us a video, and I said, well, we may need to hold on to him. So I actually decided that we'd go ahead and show him. Kenny's done a really good job on him. So we're just really excited about him. He's been just a really, really good, solid little gelding, and he's got some eye appeal, and that always helps. And so I'm excited. I thank Kenny and Becca on the job that they've done.
I raised her. She's out of my Ohio mare, and she also produced the mare that I was third at the Futurity, and she was a highbrow cat. So just been a super mare all along, just wants to get along and cut. Her brother was a red roan, beautiful colt. When she was born, she was about 40 inches tall and looked like a giraffe. She was not a very pretty baby. So that's it.
But she is now.
Yeah, she is pretty. Yeah, and no white on her for a metallic. Just a little snip on her nose.
We raised that horse. He was out of a mare that I showed a long time ago that I won the youth world on, and he's the first one I showed down here, but I really like him, and he's a nice horse. I remember when he was born, he was kind of ugly, but he growed out of it and looks better now. So I didn't really know what to think until I showed him the first round, and I marked 16 on him, and it's been good since then. He's a strong, gritty horse, and that's what I like.
This time last winter, I was pretty certain she was going all right, and I kept her in my house till about August, and I sent her over to James Payne to help me get ready, and he's done a great job with her. She feels like an old show horse now. Like this show, I showed her in the first go, and I marked a 210. I had 2 shorter reins and a miss, but I was super happy with her. And each round she's been, I mean, I hate to say perfect, but she hasn't done anything wrong. And so I'm confident showing in the finals.
So tell me something interesting about her.
Usually when you're getting her working just right, her lips start smacking, but she doesn't do that. I guess that was a nervous twitch, so that's probably not something we'll see anymore, I hope. But I'm just super excited that this is Caddy's first full crop and get him in here. That's the biggest thing to me.
The first time I rode her was probably at a pre-work, like a month before the show. I worked her at a pre-work twice, and that's all I've ever worked her. It's been my dad's horse the whole time, so.
And so when you worked her, you knew right then that she was going to fit you?
The very first time I showed her, it clicked. So it's clicked ever since the first time I showed her.
Go-rounds?
I marked a 13 in my limited slot, and then I marked a 2:14.5 in my first go of the non-pro, and I had a little trouble in my second go of the non-pro and only marked an 11, but it ended up getting us here. So she's been really great, and I made the limited finals last night on her.
What's your favorite thing about her?
Probably how smart she is, and she wants to try every time. She gives me her heart every time, and this will be my first Futurity final, so I'm just gonna have fun.
She's very quick, and that makes her kind of hard to ride. Stands me over the front sometimes, but she's really good and really cowy. But I think her best asset is how quick she is. When she was a young horse, she was really athletic and quick when we broke her. And so I knew that I had the chance if she had the other attributes, and she was cowy and she can stop hard. So as soon as we started working on cows, I pretty much knew that if I could get it all corralled, she'd be, a really nice show horse.
Any challenges with her?
Yeah, she's just pretty tough and hot, so they're kind of tricky to train, but tickled to have an opportunity to go show again and tickled for the mare, and so just go try to put them in the best position you can, try to come some good cows, and just let the chips fall where they may.
Well, nervous the whole way through and hoping it'd hold, and the mare was good. The first cow I couldn't get off and tough. She's a great horse, and we've made about 4 finals. She's in the semi-open finals also, so she's turned out really good. Made the limited non-pro and limited non-pro finals, and now this.
So she's made quite a few runs.
Yeah, she's a seasoned old show horse already. we bought her as a 3-year-old, and Greg Wright, my trainer, finished her, and she's gotten better and better and more solid every day, and through the Futurity, just unbelievable how she's matured. She's just an easygoing, loving, wants to be loved on, and she's just a gentle, just a great. We call her Leah because of Leah Hansen, so that's her barn name.
My mare's name's Perty. I bought her at the 2-year-old sale last year from a kid named Jordan Furnish. I didn't know this mare going into the sale, and she walked in the sale ring and just kind of went to doing some stuff that caught my eye, and I just ended up buying her. It's kind of a whim deal. She's awesome. She reads the cow really good. She tries to break them down and draw them into her the whole time. She's a really fun mare to show.
His name's Chopper because we got him from Johnny East, and he flies helicopters, so it's kind of fitting. But he surprised me we were at the BI, and so he had a big pink bow around him, and that was my birthday present. So pretty much the best birthday present ever.
Very cool. So what do you like about him? Why'd you kind of get attached to him?
He's so laid back. He acts like an older horse. You sometimes have to kind of rile him up to get him serious because he kind of just real easygoing, and so fun to show. And he just has a really cool personality. The girls in the barn think he's just a big dork, He's just he's always the same, and he's just so laid back that I could put my nieces on him, and they're 4 and 2. So for a 3-year-old, that's saying something. But he tries all the time, and he's the best 3-year-old I've had in a long time. So excited about him.
Well, I just bought it for 3 weeks before the Futurity. Craig, my trainer, had the horse for a short time and had talked about how nice it was and said, this might be something what you've been looking for a few years. I'm going from like the amateur to the non-pro deal, so here we are.
Yeah, here you are.
And he knew that I'd been really wanting a really strong horse, and this horse he's been really super excited about. Before the Futurity, actually the day before I showed the first go, was the first time I ever got on her. I was real nervous because they said she was kind of an open caliber horse, and so I was really nervous about riding that. Are we going to be able to sit okay? But she's so smooth. All of Craig's horses have a lot of bend in them, and his whole barn, everybody talked about this horse. They call her Cinnamon. Everyone was so excited.